Hello! I am Teacher Aubrey and welcome back to my channel. In today's video lesson, we are going to talk about adverbs. Ang video na ito ay bahagi ng series of videos natin tungkol sa parts of speech. Mayroon ng tatlong nauna tungkol sa noun, sa pronoun, at sa adjective. Kung hindi nyo pa napapanood, maaari ninyong i-click ang link sa taas para makita ang series ng videos natin. Adverb is a part of speech in which it is a word that describes a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. Yes, bahagi po ito ng tinatawag nating part of speech. In Filipino, we call adverb as pang-abay, kung saan ang pang-abay na ito ay tumutukoy sa isang pandiwa, sa isang kilos, or verb, sa isang adjective o pang-uri, o sa isa pang adverb o kapwa niya, pang-abay. Adverbs answer the question how, where, when, how much, or with what frequency. Or in Filipino, sumasagot ito sa mga tanong na paano, saan, kailan, gaano karami, gaano kaunti, o gaano kadalas. And you know what? There are a variety of adverbs, but I decided to include only 5 of the most frequently used adverbs. Let's get started. The first one is the adverbs of manner. Adverbs of manner tell us how something happens or is done. They are usually placed after the main verb or after the object. Yes, when we say adverbs of manner, in Filipino, we call them as pang-abay na pamaraan o tumutukoy sa kung paanong paraan isinagawa ang kilos. Sumasagot ito sa tanong na, paano? Paano ginawa ang kilos? O paano ito natapos? Paano ito naisagawa? Karaniwan, makikita natin ang adverbs of manner pagkatapos ng main verb o yung salitang kilos. Makikita natin siya pagkatapos nun. O kaya naman, pagkatapos ng tinatawag nating object sa isang sentence. Now, let us have these example sentences. First example, the children were playing happily with their toys. The children were playing happily with their toys. Ang mga bata ay naglalaro ng masaya gamit ang kanilang mga laruan. Ulitin natin, the children were playing happily with their toys. So, makikita natin sa pangungusap na yan, ang main verb dyan ay playing. Yan yung nagpapakita ng kilos. At yung ating adverb of manner na happily, maligaya. Paanong paraan naglalaro ang mga bata? Happily. Paanong paraan? Happily. Sumasagot ang happily sa tanong na paano isinagawa ang paglalaro ng mga bata. Dahil ang adverb of manner ay sumasagot sa tanong na paano isinagawa ang kilos. Paano naglaro ang mga bata kasama ang kanilang mga laruan? Maligaya o masaya. Another example, birds sang cheerfully in the trees. Birds sang cheerfully in the trees. Ang mga ibon ay masayang umaawit sa puno. Birds sang cheerfully in the trees. Ang ating main action verb sa pangungusap ay sang o kumanta. Kaya naman nakita natin ang ating adverb of manner pagkatapos ng main verb na sang, which is cheerfully. And again, when we say adverb of manner, it answers the question, how? How the action is done. Sa paanong paraan kumanta ang mga ibon? Cheerfully o masaya. And last example is this. She walks slowly. She walks slowly. Siya ay mabagal maglakad. Siya ay mabagal maglakad. Yung siya na tinutukoy ay isang babae. Because in English, we said she. Ginamitan natin ang pronoun na she. She walks slowly. Paano siya maglakad? Mabagal or slowly. And as you can observe, ang ating pong adverb of manner na slowly ay natagpuan natin pagkatapos ng main action verb na walks. Alright? Again, sumasagot ang adverb of manner sa tanong na paano isinagawa ang kilos. Kaya naman mapapansin natin sa tatlo nating pangungusap, yung tatlong adverbs of manner na yun, ang tinutukoy nila ay yung kilos. Alright? Do you get it clearly? Now, my challenge is try to make your own sentence using any adverb of manner na maiisip ninyo at ilagay ninyo sa ating comment section sa ibaba. Here are the other examples of the adverbs of manner. We have cheerfully, efficiently, painfully, secretly, quietly, peacefully, carefully, slowly, badly, closely, easily, well, fast, quickly. The second type of adverb is the adverbs of frequency. We use adverbs of frequency to say how often we do things or how often things done or happen. Or in Filipino, kapag sinabi nating adverbs of frequency, ito yung pang-abay na tumutukoy kung gaano kadalas ginawa ang isang kilos. Sumasagot siya sa tanong na, gaano kadalas? Let's have example sentences. The first one is, he always wears a black t-shirt. He always wears a black t-shirt. Or, in Filipino, palagi siyang nagsusuot ng itim na t-shirt. So, the main action verb there is wears. Pero, mapapansin ninyo na ang ating adverb of frequency, which is always, ay makikita natin bago yung mismong action verb. Ulitin natin, he always wears black t-shirt. Gaano siya kadalas na nagsusuot ng itim na t-shirt? The answer is always or palagi. When we say always, we translate that into Filipino as palagi. Always, walang palya. O sa porsyento, masasabi natin 100%. He always wears black t-shirt. Another example, I never go to the cinema. I never go to the cinema. Or in Filipino, hindi ako kailanman nagtungo sa sinehan. Well, siguro hindi ako interesado manood ng movies. I never go to the cinema. In that sentence, ang atin pong adverb of frequency ay ang salitang never. At mapapansin din natin na yung adverb of frequency na never ay matatagpuan natin bago yung mismong action verb na go. I never go to the cinema. Again, sumasagot ang adverb of frequency sa tanong na, gaano kadalas? So, the action there is go. Gaano ako kadalas magtungo sa sinehan? Ang sagot ay never, or in Filipino, hindi kailanman. And the last example, he is often late for work. He is often late for work. Or in Filipino, madalas siyang nahuhuli sa trabaho. So, if we observe the sentence, he is often late for work. Pansinin natin sa dalawang naunang pangungusap, ang ating adverbs of frequency ay matatagpuan bago yung mismong action verb. Pero sa pangungusap natin na ito na he is often late for work, ang ating adverb of frequency ay nakita na natin pagkatapos ng verb, which is a be verb or a linking verb na is. Kapag gumagamit po tayo sa isang sentence ng linking verb or be verb, such as is, are, am, at iba pang kauri nito, yung atin pong adverb of frequency ay matatagpuan na pagkatapos nito. Kapag po walang main action verb, he is often late for work. So, ang tanong, gaano siya kadalas na mahuli sa trabaho? The answer is often or madalas. Again, ginagamit natin ang adverb of frequency to tell how often things done or how often we do things. O sumasagot sa tanong na gaano kadalas ginawa ang kilos. Here are the other examples of the adverbs of frequency. We have always, sometimes, often, frequently, normally, generally, usually, occasionally, seldom, rarely, hardly ever, never, and a lot more. The third kind of adverb is the adverbs of time. When we say adverbs of time, they tell us when something happens. Or in Filipino, ito yung tinatawag nating pang-abay na pamanahon. O sumasagot sa tanong na kailan nangyari ang kilos. Let's have example sentences. I'm going to hang out with my friends tomorrow. I'm going to hang out with my friends tomorrow. Or in Filipino, lalabas kami kasama ang mga kaibigan ko bukas. So our adverb of time there is tomorrow. Well, that's very obvious. Kailan kami lalabas kasama ang mga kaibigan ko? Bukas or tomorrow. So that's our adverb of time there. Another example. I will call you later. I will call you later. Or in Filipino, tatawagan kita mamaya. Tatawagan kita mamaya. Kailan gagawin ng kilos? Mamaya or later. And for the last example, I saw that movie last year. I saw that movie last year. Napanood ko na ang pelikula na yan noong nakaraang taon. I saw that movie last year. Kailan napanood yung pelikula? Noong nakaraang taon pa, or last year. Mapapansin natin na sa tatlong pangungusap, ang adverbs of time ay nakalagay sa hulihan. Well, matatagpuan natin ang adverbs of time sa mga pangungusap, pwedeng sa unahan, o kaya naman pwede ring nasa hulihan. Again, our adverb of time tells us when something happens o sumasagot sa tanong na kailan nangyari ang kilos. Here are the other examples of the adverbs of time. We have now, yesterday, soon, later, tomorrow, yet, already, tonight, today, then, last year, last month, and a lot more. Kung marami ka nang natutuhan, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. The fourth type of adverb is the adverb of place. Yes, when we say adverb of place, they tell us where something happens or where something is. They are usually placed after the main verb or after the clause that they modify. So when we say adverb of place, in Filipino, we call it as pang-abay na panlunan o sumasagot sa tanong na saan. Saan ginawa ang kilos o nasaan ang isang bagay. Let's have example sentences. It's very sunny but cold outside. It's very sunny but cold outside. Maaraw pero malamig sa labas. Saan nangyari yung kilos? Saan nangyari yung pangyayari? Sa labas or outside. Another example. The kids are playing in the park. Ang mga bata ay naglalaro sa parke. Saan naglalaro ang mga bata? Sa parke or in the park. And the last example, come in, come in. So, that's a sentence. Well, short sentence lang yun, pero that's a sentence. Come in. Saan ka pupunta? Sino yung pinaka-subject dyan? Ikaw, you, come in. Para kang nagutos, come in. Saan ka pupunta? Sa loob, or in. Again, our adverb of place answers the question, where? O saan nangyari ang isang kilos o nasaan ang isang bagay. Adverbs of place are much flexible than the other adverbs because this adverb can be placed in the beginning, in the middle, or at the last part. Pwede siyang nasa unahan, pwedeng nasa gitna, or pwede rin nasa hulihan. So sa example natin kanina, we say the kids play in the park. So pwede nating sabihin in the park, kids are playing. Okay? O kaya pwede naman sabihin, the kids play in the park while they are with their parents. So, pwede nasa unahan, nasa gitna, o nasa hulihan. Here are more examples of the adverbs of place. We have off, above, abroad, far, on, away, back, here, out, outside, backwards, behind, in, below, down, indoors, downstairs, inside, nearby, near, over, there, towards, under, up, upstairs, where, everywhere, elsewhere, anywhere, nowhere, and somewhere. The fifth and last type of adverb in today's video lesson is this, the adverb of degree. When we say adverbs of degree, they tell us the degree or intensity of an adjective, of a verb, or adverb. Well, that simply answers the question, how much? Alright? How much? Or in Filipino, gaano katindi? Gaano kasidhi? Let us have example sentences. The first one is, the building was completely destroyed. The building was completely destroyed. Ang istruktura ay lubusang nasira. So in that sentence, if you observe, the adverb of degree is completely. Gaano katindi? Completely. Gaano katindi yung pagkasira ng building? Completely. Ibig sabihin, kung uunawain natin, hindi lang siya basta nasira. Baka wala na talagang halos natira, kahit kakaunti, dahil lubusang nasira or completely. And if you also observe, the word being modified or described by the adverb of degree completely is the verb destroyed. Another example. I am extremely happy. I am extremely happy. So our adverb of degree there is extremely. At ang tinutukoy na extremely o yung matindi, ano? Lubusan, sukdulan, hindi lang basta masaya. Ang tinutukoy ng extremely dyan ay yung masaya. Ano yung tinutukoy ng masaya? Sino yung masaya? Ako. Happy is an adjective. Bakit? Tumutukoy siya sa pronoun na I. I am happy. That's it. I am happy. Pero hindi lang sinabi na basta happy or masaya yung pronoun na I. Ang sinabi, I am extremely happy. So, the word extremely there intensified the degree of happiness of that person in the sentence. Hindi lang basta masaya. Gaano kasaya? Extremely. And the last example is, the learners are quite ready for the exam. The learners are quite ready for the exam. Ang mga mag-aaral ay medyo handa na para sa kanilang pagsusulit. So, our adverb of degree there is quite. Quite is an adverb that modifies the adjective ready. When we say ready, it means handa. Sino yung mga handa na? Yung mga mag-aaral. Since the word ready describes the noun students or the learners, then we consider the word ready as an adjective. Dahil ang word na ready ay isang adjective, ang quite ay isang adverb. And that is an adverb of degree, tumutukoy kung gaano katindi or gaano nakahanda yung mga mag-aaral. Gaano daw? Quite or medyo. At kung mapapansin niyo sa tatlo nating halimbawang pangungusap, matatagpuan natin ang adverb of degree karaniwan bago yung tinutukoy niyang salita, bago ang isang adjective, ang isang verb, or ang isang adverb. We use completely destroyed, we used extremely happy, and we use quite ready. Here are the other examples of the adverbs of degree. We have quite, fairly, to, enormously, entirely, very, extremely, rather, almost, absolutely, just, barely, completely, enough, deeply, fully, greatly, hardly, incredibly, practically, scarcely, somewhat, terribly, virtually, and a lot more. Let's check kung naunawaan ba ninyo ang ginawa nating pag-aaral. It's your turn. Try to answer this short quiz. Put your answers as well as your score in our comment section below. And that is our lesson for today. If you learned something worthwhile, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Yes, like this video, and to become a part of our YouTube online community of learners, what you have to do is just to simply click the subscribe button below, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you'll always get updates every time I upload new videos. And also, you may send super thanks to show support on my contents. I'm also inviting you to become a part of my second YouTube channel in which I do vlogs together with my family. It is Aubrey and Family Lifestyle TV. And also support my little sister as she shares her English learning videos and study tips on her channel. The name of her channel is I Am Miles Bermudez. Lastly, let me motivate you na anuman po ang inyong mga edad, status sa buhay o narating sa buhay, kung mayroon kayong mga pangarap, walang imposible basta lagi lamang pagsisikapan at pagsasanayan. See you on our next videos! Bye!